Spider-Man No Way Home ends the trilogy. So, good riddance. Yeah, I know. The Spider-Man films have been very popular, but I thought they were terrible for a number of reasons. But the chief among them was that this isn't Spider-Man. And it's a shame. Maybe Tom Holland could have played a good Peter Parker, but I guess we'll never know. Yeah. He's been around since Civil War, which was actually the best performance by him, in my opinion, as the character. But then we got into his own films, and well, the first two were Iron Man films. Even after Iron Man had died, it was still Iron Man. So at least with this one, we're getting a Doctor Strange film. Yeah, that's probably what it is. So, Doctor Strange, sir. Doctor Strange. Oh. You know, maybe that's all it'll be. But, well, the film in and of itself with its multiverse concept, and it's going to be really crowded, and that's the kind of the problem with those, and I'm betting The Flash will have the same problem too. But nevertheless, the concept is interesting, and so this might be the best of the three, and it's just going to have to be, I guess. But anyway, this is Cosmic Book News referring to an interview with EU.com and the director, John Watts, who will be moving on to the Fantastic Four. Gee, I wonder how far removed from the Fantastic Four that one would be, because they got pretty far in the films that have been done so far, which oddly enough, the first two are closer, more accurate. Yeah, who'd have thunk it? But anyway, yeah, oh man, there's so much material there from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, that run they did. It was just, it's fantastic. And then the John Byrne's run on it, which is easily the best work John Byrne has ever done, which was the Fantastic Four I knew when I was a kid in the 80s and all that. And so much there, and probably almost none of it will be used, and it's a damn shame. But, well, what are you going to do? So anyway, John Watts was giving this interview and saying, we were all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise, let's say. So it's not really official, but it's looking like it, and that's how they approached it. He says, I think if we were lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd be seeing a very different version. Oh, hopefully, maybe even a movie that's actually a Spider-Man story. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. That's fine with me. We would give it some time and try to build something different and tonally change the films. And an actual Spider-Man story would do exactly that. Yeah. Whether that happens or not, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some things really need to change tonally within the cult-like atmosphere of Hollywood today. Yeah, in order for something like that to happen. Yeah. But anyway, we were definitely treating No Way Home like it was coming to an end, and it felt like it. Oh boy, Zendaya doesn't look happy about it. Oh. Here's one of the new images released thanks to EU.com. So there they are, leaping into the unknown. So anyway, so Tom Holland referred to the same thing about, he was talking about the relationship he had with his other two co-stars, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, who lost the weight and got in great shape, and people were thinking, oh, does this mean he's getting ready to become Hobgoblin? No, don't be silly. That's too close to the Spider-Man stories. Anyway, he said they had an amazing relationship, and it was all rather sad that he cried because it was, it's like leaving high school, will you ever see your friends again? Chances are no. But, that's how that works. And they're going off into their new careers. Tom Holland and Zendaya, the future looks pretty bright for them. Zendaya, of course, will be in Dune. And Tom Holland's got some other franchises he's working on. As for Jacob, well, he's in shape, so he could probably get him to do some other action movies and stuff, We'll see. But anyway, that's the whole thing. So it's all about, oh, boy, this is the end, And there's Spider-Man saying, hey, Doctor Strange, you checking out my ass? No. And so there you are with that. That's another image from EU.com from the film. And he says he had a good time working with Alfred Molina, who returns as Dr. Octopus, and him having to learn how movies are made these days. It's not all practical. No, it's all imaginary and CGI. Yeah. Oh, well. Anywho, doesn't even mention Cumberbatch here. What's that about? Oh, well, maybe you.com does have something of that. So anyway, there's a synopsis. For the first time in cinematic history of Spider-Man, our friendly neighborhood hero is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life from the high stakes of being a superhero. When he asks for help from Doctor Strange, the stakes become even more dangerous, forcing him to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man. Yeah, because after all these films, he still hasn't become Spider-Man. No. So maybe he'll finally get the chance to be Spider-Man in the last movie. But, so anyway. But again, it has a shot of being the best of the films, because that's not really saying much, but the concept alone. So even though it's probably just going to be a Doctor Strange movie instead of Iron Man. So again, instead of Mr. Stark, he'll be Dr. Strange, sir, Dr. Strange. Oh, and that's what he'll be doing. Yeah. But anyway, it'll be just crowded with guest stars. But the concept alone is probably the salvation of it. So hopefully it'll be a good movie in and of itself. It won't be a good Spider-Man film because they never bothered to make a Spider-Man. I understand the legalese between them and Sony and all of that, but it seems like it could have worked out, at least his motivation being Uncle Ben. Yeah. I don't care what the What If cartoon said. That doesn't matter. It says, oh, they can do a cartoon with Uncle Ben. Yeah, I know. That's part of the deal that Disney can control. But as far as the cinematic films, well, no, they really, So, seems like you could have, instead of just having his initials on a suitcase or something. Because that is the motivation, not his fascination with celebrity and superheroes and his stalkery behavior of Tony Stark. That's not a motivation for a superhero. It's a motivation for a villain, but it's not Spider-Man's motivation. And what happens to Uncle Ben and all is the core of the story. That's one of the big reasons why Spider-Man 3 was so awful. Not because Venom was in it. It was because they just revealed Uncle Ben's death was an accident. I said, you don't mess with that. That's the whole point. It's like revealing Batman's parents are really alive. That's stupid. But there'll be lots of other Spider-Man films, just like there'll be lots of other Batman films. And hopefully the next version will actually be Spider-Man. Won't that be great? Yeah, that's something to look forward to. No, it's not going to happen. That's too bad. Well, hopefully I'm wrong, huh? Yeah, well. Oh, boy. Anyway, there we go. We'll see what happens, won't we? Yes, we will. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.